We all like to think of ourselves as being the best actors in the world. But guess what? We may not be the best actors in our own household. Let's talk about acting. Hi, welcome to Working Actor Media. I'm Pat Skipper. I was leafing through a friend of mine's acting book the other day. Tom Isbell and I went to college together. He had a great career as a working actor. He's a professor of theater in Minnesota, and he's also now a novelist. In his book, he reminded me of a story that happened in acting class one time, and I thought I might share it with you. We had a teacher, his name was Andre Bilgrader, wildly inventive theater director. And one day, after a bunch of very mediocre student presentations of scenes, he stood up abruptly, a plastic cigarette holder in hand, and said, "The best actors are dogs because they don't interrupt their lives to act. Off stage, they are dog. They come on stage, they are dog. And when they exit, they are still dog." With that, he sat down. End of lesson. I was once in the audience for a production of a student comedy. It was a farce, and in the climactic scene, all the actors are running around, shouting, slamming doors and such. And excited by all of this energy on stage, the director's dog broke free of its leash and ran up on stage and began chasing around, playing with the actors. It was one of the most spontaneous things I'd ever witnessed. And of course, the audience went wild. Now, for that brief moment in time, that dog was the best actor on the stage. Now, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of very good and competent actors in this production, but the dog brought its life up onto the stage. It was completely and utterly spontaneous. It was just dog. So what was our teacher Andre trying to tell us when he said, "Be dog"? I think the lesson was for us not to interrupt our lives when we're acting, to bring our own personal lives onto the set or onto the stage. We have this idea that acting is somehow fancy, that we've got to bring it up a notch, that we've got to be somehow theatrical, that we've got to act in the way that we've seen famous actors act. We adopt other people's mannerisms. And what he is saying is bring your life onto the stage, onto the screen. Be dog. Of course, a dog can't be counted upon to repeat the action every single night. A dog can't be counted upon to deliver in every single take like a working actor should be able to do. That requires skill and training, and it requires repetition. But the point is, what we are seeking is to bring our lives onto the stage. Bring our lives onto the screen. We don't need to interrupt our lives in order to act. Acting isn't something fancy. There isn't real life and then acting and then real life again. No, acting is real life. We bring our lives onto the stage. And we do that by creating a more immersive acting experience for ourselves. If you get a chance to read my book, The Working Actor, I talk quite a lot about how we can engage our imaginations to create a very fertile set of given circumstances for ourselves that will lead to a more immersive acting experience, so that when we're off stage and on stage, the difference is very, very subtle. We're allowed to bring our lives onto the stage. But the goal, keep in mind, is to be dog. Check out my blog at workingactormedia.com or shoot me an email at workingactormedia@gmail.com. I'll be sure to answer.